Good afternoon and welcome to McAllister Oval. It is semi-final number 1 here between Canada and the United States of America. It is women's semi-final day and we have got a very big game coming up. Joining me in the call is a man known, well, he's known as the American BT in Australia now, Mr. Brian Barish. Brian, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Shane. I could go for a BLT, actually. This is a rivalry match between the USA and Canada, just like the men. There's a little bit more bad blood here. There's more bad blood than a terrible B science movie, but it'll be an entertaining one. The USA should think that they have the chance against the defending champions in Canada.
Well, Brian, joining us in the call, well, he's Australian football royalty. I speak of none other than the great Dipper, Robert Dipper Domenico. Thanks for joining us, Dipper.
Thank you very much, royalty. I love that. Absolutely love that. Brian, nice to see you again, my friend. And I'm really looking forward to this game. Pretty tough conditions, actually. Big ground, obviously, but very windy out there. I'd love to see how these girls go about it. But here they go, Canada versus USA.
So we are just about set now. Umpire holds the ball left. Mr. Brian Barish, take us away.
Here we go in the semi-final. Brett Brower knocks it forward ahead of Kastanek. And then Bremner was pushed off the ball. Reel tried to shovel it backwards, looking for Bremner, or rather for Brower. And then throwing that on was Hilmy. Hilmy goes forward. Knocked down. Canada with possession through the middle. And then a big tackle by Katie Klatt. Ball goes to ground, and umpire has called for a ball up. It'll occur just east of the center circle. Brower is able to knock it forward once again and controls it. Ball pops up into the air. Again, going after it was Brower. Klatt able to bootleg around, throws that one on. Boy, that was an ugly kick, but it skips through. Kastanek is able to knock it forward, looking for Bremner, but Canada able to control it as they handball it on. Oh, that was tackled. Umpire says play on through the middle. And it'll be stood up, continued on, and Canada going all the way back. That's Amy Legault, and we have a whistle and a free kick. It'll go to the USA. Looks like Allison Bremner, who was taken down off the ball, Shane.
Certainly will go to Bremner. So too far out the score here at half forward.
No, he's going back to Canada. He's going back to Canada.
So,
umpire made a mistake there, so Canada's got the ball.
So as if it's not confusing enough for the commentators here, not knowing the players, the umpire's pointing the wrong direction as well. Bouncing ball now, trying to burst through for Canada and getting the handball away. Finds a teammate there in Willis. Now Charnel Willis, good pass, spots up a teammate. And just inside the 50 is Carolyn Ireland. Decides to play on, goes long, leading on the lead. Can't quite hold the mark, was Valerie Moreau. Can't hold it now, goes again. Little kick forward. Tried to find a teammate there in the captain Legault. Goes to ground there. In front of the ball was Ryle. And we're going to get a ball up inside attacking 50.
Geez, they have a go, don't they? They really have a go. And there's a lot of screaming out there as well.
They're wound up like a pack of toy mice. Comes to the near side. Klatt able to pick it up. She is shakes away from a defender like a bad case of the fleas. Throws that one on for Oa. Oa takes the mark and is going to keep going. She gets by, leaving 2 defenders in her wake. She went too far. Oh, Kathy, as she had a head of steam, but that's going to all come all the way back as it comes unraveled, just like a terribly made pair of shoes. And we'll have a free kick to the Canadians. No score through about 2 minutes of footy here at McAllister Oval, Shane.
So it'll be Jaworski now for Canada. So to bring the ball back to play for off half back. So, of course, the grand final spot on the line at Etihad Stadium on Saturday. Very important game for both teams. Klatt lost the ball, went through her hands, picked up there by English. She's tackled. Umpire circling, he calls for a bounce.
And that's a big prize too, to be able to play before a main match, and I'm sure the girls will enjoy that.
Ball back up in the air, knocked down by Brower, who pushes her rock off the ball. Magillon is there. That was a big collision right in front of us. And then Stacks on the mill.
You probably know that women's football just exploded in the AFL this year. And one thing we love about it is the girls just have a red-hot go.
So ball tapped down now by Brower. Tried to find a teammate, but first one back there is Willis for Canada. Good tackle on her. Holding the ball, and it will be a free kick to the American side going to McGallen. So McGallen now. Magillon. Couple of silent L's in the name. Goes up to half forward. Can't take the mark there. Was Kastanek. High kick coming back. Sitting under is Magillon. And she's marked. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full, and she'll be taking the free kick anyway. It makes no difference.
Sarah Maguillon from the San Francisco Iron Maidens ahead of Brandi Corrigan. Throws that one into the middle, but it's marked. And all alone, back on the half-back flank, looks like Margot Legault, who's sister to Amy, plays for the Montreal Angels up high. Klatt had it for a split second and was taken down over the back. There's Amy. Oh, big collision. That was friendly fire. And Legault, oh my goodness, she got her bell rung right there. Ball is held up as Jaworski, and wow, the footy is in there harder than 12th grade arithmetic, I'll tell you what. Ball goes back in the play as Brower tried to knock it out and just kept in play, doing right off of Maguillon out of bounds. Are you surprised at how hard they're going at it, Dipper?
No, I'm not surprised because these girls know what is at the end of the day. But just I love watching this. A tough game in tough conditions today.
So no score yet in this one. 4 minutes played over the back. Picking it up now is Brower. Got the handball away. Klatt now for America's been busy early. Gets it out. Oh, a little one-hand handball wasn't picked up by Legault there from the umpire. Now Canada, still they go. Little Moreau goes inside 50. Tried to find a teammate there in Kerwin. Went past her. Still Kerwin. Off the ground. Kerwin. Oh, it's hit the post.
Good play. Went around the boundary line here. Got their hands out. A lot of run towards goal.
So first score to Canada. They go to one straight behind. USA yet to score, and we've been playing 5 minutes in this first term.
She was denied by Wilbur Post. Hello. Out to the right side, off the top. Canada able to hem it in there through the 24 and Hilney once again. Comes out in the middle of the ground. Great smother in there by Maguillon, and then the ball is tied up 1-0. Canada lead. And I'll tell you what, Dipper, very impressed with Valerie Moreau. Have seen her played a lot over in the USA with Montreal. She plays for the Eastern Devils. I think she has a red hot crack at the AFL women's competition.
Yeah, absolutely. She's right into this game. I love your one-liners, by the way. We'll get BT. Hello, Wilbur the Post.
So ball now. Heavy hit there on Maguillon. But it's going back into the packet, still with Canada. Taking the ground there was Robertson. Got it away, though. Now the ball with Perry. Inside 50, bouncing ball. Little tap forward. Tried to get it back to Perry. Did well. Perry runs a full measure. Shot it. Goal! Yes! Through for a goal!
What a goal.
First blood to Canada. They go to 1-1-7. They lead the United States yet to score 6 minutes into the first term.
Shane, that was a goal out of nothing. There's a little pack here, and the girls just keep running, and they're very good with their hands in those little tight contests, and just keep running forward, and what a lovely goal that was.
They hit so hard too, don't they, Dipper? They really have a crack, these girls.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be at the bottom of the pack there, Brian.
They hit harder than a pack of Mini Coopers as the ball comes back in the play. And Hillary Perry, last time that we saw her in the USA playing for Canada in the 49th Parallel Cup down in Florida, she was one of the prime movers in that big victory over the USA in a game that was played in air so thick you couldn't even cut it with a cleaver. As here comes Brower looking for Oa, but it ended up coming back to her. Reel goes back to Klatt. Throws that one onto the right ahead of Bremner, but it skips by her. Over to get it, and then dropping it there, and then patting that on again, looking for Bremner, but couldn't get it. She's taken down, and here comes Canada back the other way. Throws that one on long up high. English got a double fister to it, picked up by Blecker. She's taken down there by Perry, once again in on the ball. The umpire crosses his arms like the Monsignor, and we'll have a ball up opposite side. 1-1-7 Canada, no score for the USA.
Shane, they can't get the ball past the center line, America.
No, they are struggling at the moment, and it's Canada again going into attack. That one forward by Oa.
Good hands.
Now a little handball out, has a loose player. It might be Perry again, is it? Oh, kick up and under. In fact, it was the captain in Legault. And it's offline through for one behind. So Canada, they are doing all the scoring at the moment. They go to 1-2-8. And the United States, as Dipper said, struggling to get it past that centre line.
Amy Legault is an AFLW caliber player. She was best, really, she's the best female football player outside of Australia. And the USA are having trouble containing her in the early going as Scherer had that one smothered. Ball goes to ground again. It goes free. Picking that one up is Oja. And Christy Oja tries to go. She's tackled again. Perry in there on the footy. Boy, that is a hard footy. And getting tackled, and no prior opportunity off the tackle by Bremner. What do you think of the skills so far, Dipper?
Their hand movements have been fantastic, and their running ability. The kick is just a little bit down at the moment, but pretty tough conditions out here.
So Brower now with the tap down for the United States. Klatt tried to run onto the loose ball, couldn't do so. goes back in with the tackle, and we'll have a ball up on the far wing.
Yeah, it's just a learning curve for everybody, you know. But now the girls are doing really well. Big crowd on the other side, or the boys are watching their teams play.
In front of 420,000 people here at McAllister Oval as the ball comes back in the play. A lot of mixture of new players and veterans on both sides, and we have a free kick that's been awarded. It'll go to the USA directly across from us in the personage of Allison Bremner. So Bremner, who plays her footy for the Denver Lady Bulldogs, puts that one up on the right foot, tracking back. Good spoil looking for Estrada. In there was Wynn. And then that one is cleared out by the Canadians up the far side, but only as far as Bremner, who got pushed in the back. No call. Canada with 3 players around them now. And thrown off the footy again was Brower. And then here comes Perry out into the center of the ground. That one might scrape some clouds. Straight up in the middle of the ground, like a Mexican jumping bean in the middle of Australia. And then soccered off the ground. That will probably be kicking in danger. It might even be high tackle. Either way, it's a free kick, and it'll go to Jessica Gray.
Yes, going against the captain for the Canadian side in Legault. Now, the little kick wasn't a good one, but picking it up there is Lyon. Gets to the handball back. Trying to work it forward, America here, but the numbers are with Canada. Comes back to Willis after a little 1-2. Now gets the handball away. Quick kick forward. It's going to have to sit. It doesn't. Comes now to Shelton. She gets dumped after she kicks it, but finds a loose teammate there in Lyon. So too far at the score. They need to try and get it in quick before Canada get the numbers back. Lyon into the pocket, bouncing ball, trying to get back there first was Smolak. Now picks it up, shrugs the tackle, shot at goal from Smolak, floating back, but it's through for a behind. First score for America is a behind. They go to 1 straight behind 8. Canada 1-2-8. The United States 1 straight behind.
It's the first time they got the ball past that centre line and scored a point there, but good play there by USA.
Carly Smolak, former professional soccer player, and she shows that she can get away as Lyon sends that one into the mixer one more time, got knocked down. Chasing after it is Jessica Estrada, who just barely kept it in, and then she's dragged down by Jacqueline Halliday, and the ball has gone out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, back in our day, we used to get stop marks. You can imagine all the finger marks here, or the nails on the...
Oh, my goodness. There's a lot of broken cuticles out there as the ball comes spinning back in the play. Knocked forward by Lyon. Goes to ground, just squirts out Lyon. The hard footy in there, and then that one is tied up, and the umpire will cross his arms like the Monsignor of the First Church of Australian Football.
Now it's 1-on-1 across here. Canada have got their opponents under control here.
So it's Canada deep inside their defensive 50. Not a lot of movement, so in the end just has to go down the line, looking for Willis at the back of the pack. Couldn't take the mark. Legault was in there as well. She couldn't pick it up. Brower there for America, who's been busy early, has the ball, has to get rid of it. Umpire Circle says, give it to me, we'll have a ball up. Half back for the Canadian side. Dipper, you mentioned a little bit earlier the AFLW is taking off in Australia.
Absolutely.
Some of the players out here that we're seeing, they would not look out of place playing on the those big grounds in the W.
Spot on. They're skillful enough to play. They're fit enough to play. And, it's just great to see this game just growing all the time. But the girls... they're taking over.
And there's a lot that are making an impact in the VWFL. We mentioned Moreau. Karen Leduc is over here for the Americans. Katie Klatt, who you've seen your picture there, number 10, keeping visual over this one. The umpire says, let's ball that up one more time. Canada 1-2-8. They lead by 7 points. USA 1 point and only 1 point as the ball comes down, looking for Klatt, who is there. And she is ushered out of bounds again by Lara Hilmney as the throw-in will occur once again right on the edge of the paint of the 50-meter arc. Umpire squares himself up. The ball comes spinning. Oh, sorry, got caught in the loop. Ball goes to ground, and it comes out. Keeping vigil over there is Oa, and again, the ball goes out of bounds. It is marooned on this side of the field in that forward pocket with Canada up by 7 points.
So it's certainly not coming out of there anytime soon. It's been stuck there for 2 minutes. Ball thrown back into play. Again, third man up. They're allowing that to go. A solid tackle there is Hilmy.
Double tackle there.
Yeah.
Got the free kick, Buzz. You got the free kick around the neck.
Yeah, Bremner got called for around the neck.
Yep. So Hilmy now for the Canadian side. Again, not a lot of movement from the girls. Just kicks down the line. Legault will be the target. Goes over the back and unable to keep the ball in play for the
Keep
Canadian
it going,
side
girls, you're going well.
is Moreau.
We got another cheerleader up here, Valerie Moreau. A lot of these Eastern girls, as we said, knows her well, and Emily Reel, who is in on the tackle, number 26, in on the pressure, will know her well. One-on-one contest, and that one comes out to the side. We're going to do it again.
I think if there's any advantage today, it's the way the Canada's going, because there's really blustering out there. We don't notice in the commentary box with all the pies and the and the lounge room, whatever. But
We've got the cushy couches, and we've got the maitre d's and all that other good stuff. As Lyon comes through, she gets it on the second bite, throws it over to Klatt, who throws that onto the right boot. It's up high, and then backing off the ball there was Kastanek, and then that one has gone on as there is Perry, watched by Oa, and then in there is Magione, or rather that's Owen Wynn, comes out to the near side, picked up by Kastanek, gets away from one tackle, centering ball, drops in front, looking for Hemingway, and then there is Jaworski out the back, and she'll clear the present danger for the Canadians.
great play.
So bad bounce there for that was Oa. Has to go back and get the ball. Does so now. Had a teammate for support. Oh, good tackle on her there by I think that might have been Wolf. Bounce ball coming back inside and taking 50. Good.
Yes.
1-2 mark taken by Kastanek. And she will go back from 30 metres out directly in front, looking for the United States' first goal.
Great concentration.
That was great concentration. Canada had all the play, and all of a sudden, USA can make it a little bit closer. She's having a shot, 50 metres out, something like that.
So Kastanek now, kick on its way, it's swinging back, and it's through for a goal. So America, they bring the margin back to just 1 point. They go to 1-1-7. Canada 1-2-8. Been playing now 15 minutes in this first term.
You're never out of the game. Doesn't matter what you do, what time it is, you're never out of the game. So well done there, USA. Beautiful mark. At 2 bites of the cherry, they say there, BT.
Yep, and fight, in point of fact, and in there she took 2 really good bites, spit out the pit, and kicked the goal. Lindsay Kastanek, who is the leading forward, one of the leading forwards for the Denver Lady Bulldogs, who has won 6 straight national championships from 2010 to 2015. One of the best forwards in the USAFL, and she has brought her team back to within 1 point. Out of the middle, they kicked that one on. Looking for Moreau, who couldn't get it, stays with the footy, did so well, stays with the footy, picked it up, switches to the inside, gives it back to a teammate. She is claimed, and the umpire has spotted something, and in fact, it's been a free kick.
In the back, going back to Robertson.
So Alana Robertson will get the free kick. So what can Canada do to answer here as it's back to a 1 point game? Robertson will go.
Can she kick a ball there, Brian?
Well, she's got a pretty strong boot, but I have a feeling she might be 2 kicks out. They'll try to scramble the Jets here as that one goes up high.
Oh, great mark.
What a mark.
They put themselves in a position to take a mark. How they ended up on that chest there like that? Well, she's only about 20 metres out.
Nicola Kerwin, who took the mark with Rosemary Clough being worn like a jacket. So Kerwin will go back and try and extend the lead. The kick is on the way.
There it is.
Yes, sir. Nicola Kerwin has extended the lead. Canada back to 7 points. Canada 2-2-14. The USA 1-1-7.
That really hurts the American side too, doesn't it, Dipper? They've worked so hard for that first goal, and straight away Canada answers back.
Yeah, they answered back straight from the middle. A Marcus Sennar forward. A very nice kick into the young lady.
Kerwin, yep.
And she took a beautiful chest mark there. And a good kick. Some AFL players can't kick that far.
No,
absolutely.
What's happened to our game, Shane? What's happened to our game? Well, 15 metres out, they hit the post.
I'm glad you didn't watch the Fiji game with the men's just before. There was some horrible kicking in that game too, Dipper, but back in the middle. And Brower with the tap for the American side, trying to burst through, but right on the siren there. And it is Canada taking a 7-point lead into the first break, 2-2-14 to 1-1-7 the United States. Dipper, a very
good start. Right, into the breeze. What are we? 7 points up quarter time. We'll take that any day of the week, all right? How good was that play? Yeah. Well, that's what we're talking about. Great execution, great block, right? Great finish, great hand. Awesome. Love that. More of that, right? Clearances 4-3, we're up by 1. I think we fumbled a little bit, right? So that's okay. First quarter, no, we're excited to get out there. Composure now. What's really important, we don't blaze away. Everything we talked about yesterday, right? More of that, less of bombing it in. I'll assume then the breeze brought it back, like it was trying to centre it, ended up scoring, which is okay. Right, we want to make sure that we really making sure that we're composed. all right, and make the most opportunities. We go inside 10, right, low risk. Low risk, high percentage. Right? Some great efforts in there at the contest. Really great efforts in there. Use of the hands was really good. Going to plan, all right? Where's Viv? Viv? Right? Can't give her a second. You've got to be goal side of her. And she's off now, so she didn't get one, but you can see those examples. In a close game, we've got to be on. All right? Jack, if Hemingway goes deep, I want you to come up and Margot, you take her. Right, so Margot, you go deep. Right, want you there. I want you to attack this quarter, long, this side, right? Run and carry. All right, let's get the ball. If we can get it, if we can release to Jackie and run and carry, that'd be great. We're going to leave it there. Val will go in. Hill back in. Larry, you're okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Lego forward. Chantel, great quarter. Great contest there. Robbie, great spot before. Caro and Renee, get in there. Let's get some release out and see if we can put a couple on the board and really put the pressure on. All right, let's go. Come on.
Woo! Girls, let's just run away with it now. This is our game. We got this.
So, that was amazing. Let's do just a little bit more, okay? Just try to do a little bit better.
One
That
notch,
was already
guys, one
amazing.
notch.
A little bit, yeah. We can do that. Let's improve a little bit in the corner, and then they're never going to catch it.
Yeah, let's go, girls.
Okay?
Keep going. High intensity, ladies. Keep it up.
100%.
Let's go, ladies. Let's reset second quarter straight at them. Yep.
Lights on 3! 1, 2, 3! Lights!
Let's go.
So Hilmy now in the middle of the ground, looking to send the Canadian side forward. High ball up to half forward. Nicole Robertson underneath it, can't take the mark. Good little toe poke from Armstrong for the American side, but it's going to be Canada again. Little handball goes backwards to Willis. Willis now inside 50. Brower underneath it, couldn't take the mark. Now comes down Gomez for the Canadian side. Gets it off to a teammate there in Ireland. High ball running back with the flight and taking the mark and running into the open goal is Kerwin. And all of a sudden, Canada have opened up a little bit of a margin. 3-2-20 to the United States 1-1-7.
Great awareness to slip behind the defender there, and that's one thing in the last game we saw these two teams play 2 years ago was that Canada was able to pick them apart defensively. The defenders got to be a little bit more tighter, but a good job by Kerwin, and that's when you got to be careful. When you've got Kerwin, you're going to see Legault when they get free, and that was a great job by Gomez to find her on the loop. So ball come back into play. It's back to a 13-point lead. Canada's made it to the grand final, each of the first two International Cup Women's Division final. They're trying to do it again, especially if Valerie Moreau has anything to say about she's tackled by Emily Real. Holding the ball is the call. And here is the math professor from Chicago, Illinois, plays for the Baltimore Washington Eagles, Emily Real. She is an absolute Swiss Army knife, can do a little bit of everything. Goes that one up forward, off the foot of one of the Canadian players, Lyon, looking for Kastanek. Paddle along the ground, picked up by Canada. Little shovel pass to Gomez. Goes back into the middle, pick that one up again. And that is the 34 in Jaworski. She shovels that one off, left-footed by Perry. Goes into the popcorn machine, goes to ground. Pushing in there is Wolf. They get that one out. Handball was a little bit overcooked. Second bite of the cherry, and then soccered on by Blecker. Controlled by Maguillon, but Canada has it back as they cycle that one back to Perry. Perry will center that one up, going long. 2-on-1 contest. Kicker couldn't get it. Out the back, there is a Legault, but then it's rescued by Kicker as she tried to get on. It's a worm-burning, finger-breaking mongrel kick back out top. Perry has kicked a behind. And the number 24, check that was Lara Hilmy, who has gone behind the stick. 3-3-21 Canada, 1-1-7 USA.
Hilmy getting very busy early.
Yes,
She's
sir.
A player that the American side are going to have to watch. So to bring the ball back in, it is the United States. A high ball up and under. Underneath it was Legault. Couldn't mark for the Canadian side. Now comes out to Willis. Willis is tackled. Has to get rid of it. Hasn't. Umpire Circle says, give it to me though. We'll have a ball up 40 metres out from the Canada's attacking goal, as the wind has certainly picked up a little bit here, favouring the Canadian end. Going up there was Brower, got the tap. America looking to clear the ball. Just coming out hard after it was McHale. Couldn't pick it up. It comes back to the Canadian side now. Looking to go inside 50. Runs her full measure. High ball into the pocket. Sitting underneath it there was Nicole Robertson. Couldn't mark. Punched away from her. Going in hard there was Kerwin, who's kicked two already. Can't take possession. Oh, bad kick. Tong for the Canada. Can't find the goals, and it's going to be America who will look to clear.
However, new tongue being manufactured for Mr. Fleming. Handballed over across, looking for Lyon. Gets it out. It skitters across like a cockroach on the bathroom floor. Can roll. Boom. Boom. Crash opera, and then thrown to the ground there by Oa. And in fact, it's Kastanek. She's taken down from behind. Umpire says, let the record play. Boom. Crash opera. It's like bumper cars out here on the near side. Back heel by Estrada. It comes out. It's helter-skelter at the moment, as there is Willis, who handballs it back, pops straight up in the air. Oa will settle it down. I'll try to settle down as well. Goes up onto the far side into the pocket. It'll roll. It'll skip. It'll bounce. And it's seen out of bounds by Siobhan McHale on the scoreboard. Canada 3-3-21. USA 1-1-7. Semi-final action, second quarter.
Certainly the girls, it doesn't matter whether it's a teammate or opponent in the way. They just go straight through. Plenty of friendly fire out here this afternoon. I need that new tongue pretty quickly too, Brian. And we're going to get a ball up here at half forward for the American side.
Well, the fastest, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. However, if you're an airline, it's not necessarily the cheapest.
No, certainly not. Coming through there was Perry, who's been very busy. Has a bounce, but leaves it behind. Oh, then collected Bremner high. It'll be a free kick to Bremner. So Hillary Perry, they're trying to do a little bit too much. But Bremner now for the United States. They need a goal here. They trail at the moment to the American side. Ball kicked into the pocket. No one back there except for Sarah Enna. She picks it up now. Looking to clear out of defence. Good kick.
Good mark.
And a good mark taken there by Perry, who's almost been the best on the ground so far.
So far, so good, as she's getting akin to leather poisoning, and the ball goes to ground. A free kick's been awarded, and it'll go to the Canadians. This is Hilmy, who will go back, throw that one onto the right boot, up the far side, marked by Legault. Amy Legault, she's going to go on as she gets by her defender, and that's marked defensively by Devon English. And the Charleston, South Carolina native will take a look around from the back line. She plays for the San Francisco Iron Maidens, defending national champions in the USAFL. Hugging the corridor like a teddy bear. It bounces to Blecker. Blecker is taken down. Umpire says play on. Still wrapped up over there. Over to get it as well is Armstrong. And the umpire, as down it goes, and they are wrestling a little bit as Armstrong, mother of four from the Arizona Hawks, is in there. She's as tough as they come. 21-7, Canada the lead here in the second quarter.
So ball tapped down now. Canada looking to get on the end of it. Can't do so. Going in hard there was Rolf, I think it was. And we're going to get a ball up. Umpire eventually calls for it. Throw a blanket over about 20 players at the moment. It is a hard contested game of footy. As you would expect to, Brian, grand final spot on the line. We keep saying it, but it is a big prize for these girls. Comes out now. Perry tries to burst through. Couldn't do so. Should have been holding the ball. Umpire called play on. And eventually we're going to get another bounce over on the far side of the ground.
Huge carrot, one that Bugs Bunny would be very proud of as the ball goes on that far side. Ball goes into the air. Gravity takes effect. Knock forward into the hands of Bremner, who's gotten a lot of touches in this game. Out to the near side. Drop by Kastanek. Able to stay with it. She bootlegs around. Throws that one onto the right. 2-on-2. There's Danielson, who takes the mark. Does Liz Danielson. She looks to play on quickly. A big boot. That's a low line drive. Deflected into the middle of the ground. Picked up by Estrada. Looking for Lyon coming across. Gets it on the second bite. Smolak finds Estrada. Estrada goes around. Perry takes her down. And that, I believe, is holding the ball. Was it? I think so.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Great tackle by Hillary Perry, who, like you said, she's certainly been best on ground for the Canadians, doing a lot with the footy, but also doing a lot without it.
A little bit unlucky there for Lyon too.
Yeah.
Thought it could have been a free kick there, a hold on her, but umpire didn't see it that way. But we've had the ball kicked through to the middle of the ground. We're going to get another ball up as the pack forms here at McAllister Oval, and it is the Canadian side, 3-3-21, leading the United States 1-1-7. Ball again in play, kick forward by Bremner, up inside forward 50, chasing after it is Estrada, but getting back there first is Nguyen. She gets the handball away now, finds a teammate in Enna. Enna a little handball as well. Oh, good shepherd there by Castanak. Tried to get onto the end of the ball, but we're going to get another ball up, I think. The umpire's circling. No, he's paid holding the ball against the Americans, and it will be a free kick to the Canadian side.
I sort of have to scratch her head on that one. That could have gone either way. I think it may have been because she dragged the ball in. So in that case, all right, fine, you win. No, up the far side as that one is picked off, as Brower couldn't get to it, and another free kick, and this one will go the way of Brett Brower from Zeeland, Michigan, on the western part of the Lower Peninsula. As she goes back, she has done very well in the ruck with the injury to Hallie Castanek, and that is marked by Liz Danielson. So Danielson has only had 2 touches of the footy, and they've both been very good marks. She usually plays in defense for Sacramento. Here she is in the forward line. She's got a pretty powerful leg. Danielson pops that one high in the air. That's going to bring some rain. Smolak paddled the ball out in front where she had Lyon. Canada able to clear once again out through the middle, looking for Quat. Here comes Blacker, going to send it back from whence it came with a left-footed kick, looking for Castanek. A good job of cleaning out the back as Castanek claims her. Ball goes to ground. Diving in there was Smolak. She was taken down. There was Castanek once again, and then Wynn out to the near side off the top, looking for Quat. That one is soccered along the ground. Casillas is over there, and she'll see it out of bounds. Very, very hard football game. Neither team giving any quarter, any 50-cent piece, or any loony, with the score 21-7 in favor of the U.S. Front of Canada.
Ball thrown back into play. Brower now gets the tap down, tries to find a teammate. Still goes Brower. Good second effort from her. Now loses the ball. Taken there by Margot Legault. And we're going to get a ball up. In fact, it was Valerie Moreau. So ball back in the air, tap down. Neither ruckman able to get clean. Tap away. Taken there in the tackle there is Enna. Now Canada, still they go. They got numbers behind the ball though to America. And one of them is Jessica Gray up towards half forward. Goes through the hands of Estrada. Good hit on by Estrada. Comes to a teammate in Lyon. Shot at goal is going to be offline. In fact, it's not going to score. It'll be out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Deep in the pocket here for the Americans. Been playing 10.5 minutes now, and it is Canada 3-3-21 leading the United States 1-1-7.
Not a terrible result off that kick by Meg Lyon. Ball will come back in the play. Shadow of the goalposts as Smolak knocked that one forward. Skipping past the defender there and Win. And the ball has gone through for a minor score. First score in a while for the USA. That takes them on the 1-2-8. Back to a 13-point advantage for the Canadians, who are 3-3-21. Brian Barish alongside Shade Fleming. Glad to have your company watching back in North America, here in Australia, or anywhere else in the world. We might even have some aliens watching. Who knows? Out to the far side, as that one is controlled up over the top, and we have a whistle, and that one will come back. It'll be a free kick to the Canadians from their own back right pocket.
So Willis now for the Canadian side. Goes down the line. Good spoil there from English. But coming through, the crowd's excited. The umpire's found a free kick, and it will be coming back to the American side. So I think it might have been for a throw, and the ball will be going to Scherer. So Katrina Scherer now. Up towards half forward. Target is Castanak from behind. Couldn't quite complete the mark. Gets it on the bounce though. Got the little handball away. Still with the American side. Tries to get it back to Castanak. Going in hard there and low was Halliday for Canada. This ball still on the in dispute. Comes to Hilmy. Gets the kick away. High up and under kick. Robertson there. Stuck was the meat in the sandwich. And she was happy to see the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in. Gives the Canadian side a chance to reset.
Sandwich. I've already had my lunch. Why am I hungry? Anyway, the ball comes back in the play. Up on the far side, ball gets knocked down to Lyon, and she picks it up on the second bite of the cherry. Oh, she had her pocket picked. Oh, big tackle by Katie Quatt, and high is what's been called on Hillary Perry. No, I'm sorry, that is a free kick. I saw the umpire tap his shoulder, but it will be. Go ahead, Shane.
She's been very good, Katie Clatt. Plenty of the ball for the United States. Ball kicked up towards half forward. Can't take the mark there was Hemingway. Still going the Canadian side. Little handball forward there by Halliday. Umpire's found a free kick. It's going to come back to Halliday. She was dumped after she got rid of the ball. and a free kick for Canada.
You were mentioning Katie Kawachi, of course, plays for the Melbourne University Muggers. Actually played with or against Kim Hemingway. They both got invited to that scratch match or that exhibition match between Sydney and GWS back at the Sydney Cricket Ground last March. Nice mark taken on the wing position there by Robertson there. Nicole Robertson will go up the far side, high in the air, punched away by kicker. Chasing after it is Wolf. And second bite of the cherry in there for the Canadians. And then being dumped there was Halliday again. The umpire's picked out a free kick, and he's picked it out to the Canadians, and down and hurt. It looks like Natalie Wolf, and it is. She's ginger to get up. The umpire is going to say, let's do that again. And in fact, it wasn't Halliday. It was Caroline Ireland who made the tackle and has the free kick up on that far side.
So Ireland's kick now into the hot spot at the back, trying to get under the loose balls. Legault gets boot to ball and puts it through for another for the Canadian side.
Oh my word!
Great goal from the captain, and they go to 4-3-27 to Canada. The United States 1-2-8. The margin now out to 19 points, and we've been playing just over 14 minutes in this second term.
You can't stop Amy Legault. You can only hope to contain her, and once again she gets free. And that's just great footy sense by the captain, just to get the foot onto the ball and at least stir toward it. And again, it's just like the old hockey term: you throw enough stuff at the goals, sometimes it goes in.
The three dangerous players are playing very well for Canada. I've been watching too much football today. Legault, Perry, and also Halliday are getting busy along with Hilmy. They need to put a stop to that, the American side.
They're all getting their touches, and Lee Barnes is going to have to figure out how to stop the bleeding, because here they come again. Drop there in front of Ireland. That's why you thought Ireland was playing, because she is playing as the ball comes down. As that one is picked up. Again, that's Hilmy who squirts it forward. Casillas does a good job, but only as far as Baudin. Drops in short. Over to get it is kicker. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't a throw. Play on, says the umpire. Again, in there is Ireland. Into the middle for Perry. Goes in short, or check that. That was Baudin again. Skips across. There's Moreau. Moreau gets away from Blecker. Squares up outside of the foot. But it's through for a behind. She can make those, and she has before. And it takes them on the 4-4-28. It's a 20-point advantage. 1-2-8 for the USA. Waning minute, second quarter.
So they need to get their skates onto the American side. Starting to blow out this margin. High up and under ball. And coming in, couldn't quite complete the mark was Legault. She's been very good in this second term. Gives it back to Willis. Screws the kick around the corner. Robertson with a good mark in the pocket. So Nicole Robertson's taken it. And she will go back and line up tight in the pocket. It's not an easy shot from there. But a goal here, and it will make it very, very difficult for the United States heading into halftime.
The angle here would stretch the protractor to its breaking point, but here is Robertson. This would be a huge one. It's on the way. Umpire shuffles to his left, taps himself because he's a good guy, and points out one finger. 4-5-29 Canada. 1-2-8 to the USA Freedom. Getting pretty near the end, as John and Paul once said on a very good Beatles album. In fact, 1 minute to go. And out of the back it comes up the near side looking for Lyon. Meg Lyon makes the chest mark. She's got to go. She's got to move the ball forward. She has an option, and Klatt ignores her. Goes down. That was a wounded duck of a ball. Almost picked off by Perry, or by Hilmy rather. It comes to Ireland. Ireland squares up. That one came off the side of the boot. I think we might be at the zoo, because I just saw a Shankopotamus. And here comes kicker, who will cycle around. Kick that one on to the left. Out of the hands of Shearer. Into the hands of Leduc. Or check that, 37, that was Willis. And then the ball is gone out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in with seconds to go now.
So the United States needing to hang on here. They're not going to be able to score. There's only about 15 seconds remaining in the term, but they cannot allow the Canadian side to get another score on the board. Doing the ruck work. It's going to be Gomez getting it down for Canada. Running onto the loose ball. And the shot at goal into the pocket. Oh, what a goal! That is a terrific goal. And I think that might have been Caroline Ireland right on the siren. And Canada, they go to 5-5-35. They lead the United States 1-2-8, and that is exactly what the United States did not want right before halftime.
Well, they had their Ginsu sharpened, and they just stabbed the USA right in the heart with that goal, as they were really under pressure defensively the entire game. But that's all on the Canadians. As you mentioned, great awareness by Legault. We mentioned Perry out of the back line through the middle. Baudin's done a good job, and Ireland right there at the end. Canada looking like the defending champions, and right now, they're looking very good to go back and defend their title.
They certainly are. Well, we might take a break here, and when we come back, we will have all the second half action. It is all on the United States now. They need to come out and make a statement right after the main break. It is Canada 5-5-35 to the United States 1-2-8.
Okay, bring in Tom. Caro. Well done. Take that now, not just the shot, all right, but clean hands. All right, you can do it.
I did it because I had
No, I wasn't talking about that. I'm saying if that was the first time you grabbed the ball cleanly, right, and so getting to the spot, right, you've been really dangerous for us. If you that's the next bit for you, right? You've had those games leading up. Let's make sure the second half of this, you really be confident, attack it with purpose, and clean the hands, and you'll have a blinding second half. They won't be able to get any clear every time, but just that second grab that has them behind you, right? You can do it. It was awesome. Great quarter, girls, all right? I think it was, what was it? It was 8. It was still 8 inside 50s each, but we was just cleaner. We worked well down back, right? Moving the ball well. Great with the forward line with the string, right? Holding that. I'm not sure. Are we pulling people in, or is it just? Are we, Robbie, Nicola? Are you calling players in? To the string. Right when they're drifting out. Great. Yeah. Okay. It's not. So sometimes we're forgetting. We're pulling them back in. Yeah. Right. Good. Right. Well, it's working well. You can see the one out the back there. Bell was able to get out on her own. If we spread, right, that wasn't going to happen. So our goals are set up from that structure. Really good release. Really good release. Tackling was good. We're smart with our tackling. Really good pressure. I think the only thing I'd say that I'd be critical of, and mids, we want to try and free forward, but you've got to work back the other way. You've got to know your numbers. I'm not sure that quarter we knew our numbers. Right, we've got to check our numbers every time. No, we had enough goals to work out where they were. Lego, you say, okay, I've got so-and. No, you know who you've got, because there was twice DK, probably twice or 3 times the other way. If they had been a bit cleaner, we were gone. Right? And we don't want to put defence under that pressure. Right? It's the only criticism for the quarter. Great quarter. Right? We needed from you. Right, Helly, awesome quarter. Right, working back the other way. Wanted to put you forward, and then we're actually getting beaten in the clearances. Right, put you back in there. Put our leaders in there, and they turn the ball. We end up getting the last 3 goals. Right, awesome. What I need you to do is let me know. So we're starting with Kirsty. We're going to put you in there. All right. Contest. Make sure we spoke this morning about making sure you work hard the other way, right? So you know who you've got, and you're working hard. They don't get a touch the other way. And give us some drive into the breeze, all right? Hill and Lego, make sure we got those numbers right. Trish is going to come on to start with, and we've still got some speed in that forward line and work the string there. All right? Just be careful just make sure we can give the ball a bit of lift. Right? We talked about drilling the ball and trying to do that 100% kick when we don't need to do that. We just need to take a little bit of weight off it and let Nicola run onto it. That one there was a fantastic example of that. Rather than trying to drill and do the really super impressive, which is a high risk, low percentage shot, just lift it a little bit and let him run onto it. Right, that every time both these girls, some great marks, all right? Don't know about the banana, but we'll talk about that later. The great grabs, you've only got to put in air, and they've got that metre to take the grab from there, all right? Let's push back off the mark quickly, keep the ball moving. I reckon we can go up another level now. I really think we're not playing on as much as we can, all right? We know we've worked hard with the fitness. Right, let's really run out this quarter and put ourselves in a really strong position in the breeze so we can enjoy the last quarter, right, and turn up and get good preparation. Right? This quarter is important. If we slacken off and we're not accountable, they're still in it. Right? Defence tight, we don't give them another score this quarter. Really break down and enjoy the last quarter. Right? Let's go. Sorry, one other thing. Thanks, Naz. Larry, you know what that means?
Just float.
Yeah, so here, floating there, but still push forward and be an option for it.
Sure.
All right? But starting point, making sure you start at the back of the square and go to the back round.
As we get out there, we're starting right back up. Okay? We're not giving them an inch.
Remember, inch by inch. We're gonna fight for this game, girls. We've been doing it for 2 more quarters. I don't want us to stop. I want to keep drilling them to the ground. We're gonna do this, girls. Lights out 3. 1, 2, 3.
Commentary side drops in front of Blecker, one-on-one contest. It's Blecker, and Blecker knocks it out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in as the ball, I believe, may have rolled underneath the commentary truck, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Well, I was just about ready to go underneath it.
Could have got yourself a possession there, Brian.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, in the other game, the U.S. men's team, I think 11 different players scored, and I think I was the only player in the American contingent that didn't. So the ball comes spinning back in the play right in front of Shane Fleming and yours truly, Brian Barish. Ball comes back in the play. Big tackle as the ball spills out. Legault just got it in front there, and then knocking her down was Klatt, and then a dog pile, and Klatt is there to pick up the crumbs. Big left foot kick, but that one is out on the full, and I believe that may have ended up in someone's windshield, but in fact it'll be a free kick in the wing position commentary side for Canada as they lead 35-8 opening minutes, third quarter.
So it'll be Halliday now for Canada to bring the ball back into play. As we said, it is all on the American side now. Canada in the box seat for that Etihad Stadium Grand Final, and a good strong mark taken there by Kirsty Ower. So Ower with the ball, taking their time, goes down the line, looking to keep it in play, and taking the very good mark on the lead there too is Nicola Kerwin. She had kicked 2 goals in that first half, so she's been getting busy early as well. So the big names for Canada are doing plenty of work. Ball comes off hands. Bouncing ball, trying to go in there, pick it up now. But taking it was Corrigan. Now comes out. Little handball out to Perry. Perry shot round the corner. Bouncing ball all the way to the goal square. Robertson tried to get back first. Couldn't do so. And happy to see it through for a rush behind is Rosemary Clough. And it's through for another point to Canada. They go to 5-6-36, leading the US 1-8.
Rosemary Clough, who played in the Rock in their first 2 seasons and did a very good job for the Sacramento Suns, back at fullback, doing a pretty good job today, although she's lost a couple of the attackers for Canada, and they've just been too good. But the U.S. is not done yet as Scherer, she fell down on her opponent. That could have been push in the back. In fact, it was. And so Katrina Scherer, I'm sorry, that will be a free kick to Katrina Scherer. It will be holding the ball. It all looks the same from here. Shane up the sideline, going up, almost taking it was Kastanek. Ball goes to ground, held up there by Halliday once again. And the ball has stood up like a rugby ball, and we'll have a ball up directly across from us in front of a grazing room-only crowd here at McAllister Oval Royal Park here in Parkville, Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. It's a very gray day. The field has a couple of banana peels, Mario Kart style on it, but other than that, it's a pretty good track.
So Kastanek now receiving the free kick, kicks in towards half forward. Hilmy off hands, couldn't take the mark. Now ball on the ground, still goes Hilmy. She's been good working it forward here, the United States. They've got plenty of space to work the ball into, but Canada have the numbers. Little tap in front, trying to get to the ball there was Bremner. Can't do so. Little tap in front of her now, has a teammate for support. Working the ball over there was Moreau. She left it behind, now picked up by Bremner. Gives her hands off. Hoa around the corner, but runs out of room. Ball goes out of bounds and over the boundary line for a throw-in. 70 out from the American goal.
Been very impressed with Allison Bremner, who is running around with the energy efficiency of a hybrid car so far and gotten a fair bit of touches. Boundary throw-in will occur about 60 meters around from the USA target. The only goal of the game scored by Lindsay Kastanek back in that forensic and frenetic first period. And the ball gets knocked down. Klatt puts her hands up to try and get it. Brower, she is held up. She still has the footy somewhere. Umpire will call for a ball up as he crosses his arms. So, again, as they trail by 28 points, ball tossed to the heavens, knocked forward by Brower again, and then cleared out by the Canadians. One-on-one contest. Gray got a hand to it. That'll nurdle itself out of bounds for a boundary throw-in wing position.
So the American side, as we said, they trail at the moment. It is a 28-point margin. So a couple of players needing to get busy for the United States. Katie Klatt's had plenty of the ball. She needs some helpers. So ball to be tossed back into play. Brett Brower to do the ruck work for the Americans. in the front position, gets the tap down. Going there was Legault. Got a little tap out to Oa. She goes back towards Legault, but it's taken by Klatt. Klatt's kick forward. Running out on the lead and taking it out in front was Sarah Enna. Sends Canada forward, but it's going to be coming straight back. Casillas for the United States. Has a loose player out on the wing there in Shearer. She gets taken to ground. Big tackle on her. Now the turnover. Canada, little handball backwards there from Ireland. Inside attacking 50, looking for Robertson. Had to work to the front. Got the ball and got a high tackle. And it'll be Robertson for Canada. And she will go back from about 45 metres out and have a shot at goal.
Maybe a little unlucky for Rosie Clow to get called for the high tackle, but Robertson will go back. Well, if she kicks a goal here, I think they might have one hand inside Etihad Stadium. Here is the kick. It's on the way. It's going to drop in short. Knocked to ground right in front for Corrigan. Couldn't settle it up, and the ball is stood up and then wrestled out of there by Lauren Shelton. Comes out to the near side into the cow paddock. Being pushed off the ball was Oa. Stayed with the footy. That could have been pushed in the back too on Jaworski. Not called as Ireland just got it off the side of the boot. Controlled again by Shelton. Skitters that one on looking for Brower, and Brower's able to clear it out in the middle of the ground. 3 white jumpers there, and taking that one was Lara Hilmney. So here is Hilmney, wing position, commentary side. Throws that one into the middle of the ground looking inboard. Nice spoil by Shearer, but it comes to Perry, who squares up from 50 meters out into the popcorn machine. Drop down, control, throws that one on to the right, and that's through for behind. For a second, I lost the goalposts, but in point of fact, it has gone through for behind. 5-7-37, 1-2-8. You know, don't they have, in the AFL, don't they have them different colors?
No, they're still white.
Oh, my gosh. Well, for those of us who have, listen, as I said in the last game, I've got 4 eyes and none of them work. So doesn't do well for somebody like me as they come up the far side, Shane.
So the ball now, bouncing ball, Castanak leading back in the chase for the American side. Has to wait for it though, now got a bad bounce, goes back, picks it up, but we're going to get a ball up, umpire circling, eventually calls for it. And a little bit of push and shove there. There's still a bit of feeling in this game between these two sides, as you would expect in a America versus Canada game. A bit of a rivalry between the two nations, of course.
Just a bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a wee bit.
And an umpire, again, just calls play on. There's a big pack of about 10 players there. That ball's not really coming out. Eventually it does out the back. Perry taken to ground. And we'll get a ball up on the far wing. Over in front of the 2 interchange benches at the moment. It is Canada 5-7-37 leading the United States 1-2-8. Ball back into play, tap down, or going to ground and getting in the back there and receiving the free kick will be Carly Smolak for the United States.
Smolak from the San Francisco Iron Maidens in her 3rd full season of USAFL play. Really asserted herself in the forward line, but she can play on the wing. She can play in the back. That one is knocked down. Looking for it. And then, oh, great job by Moreau. And Moreau is held up quickly and thrown to the ground by Oa. And it's going to be a free kick. She's going to keep going. Skitters that one on off the hands of Gray. There's Corrigan. Throws that one on to the right in the middle of the ground. 2 blue jumpers there. There's Casillas. She spins it in. Soccered off the ground by Corrigan. Right into the hands of Gray. Gray, did she drop the footy? No. Umpire says play on. Out to the near side is Real, digs in for it. Hard footy there. Corrigan throws that one on to the right in front of the Canadians. Throws that one on there. The 34. That was Jaworski. Marked there by Robertson, number 1. And my Canadian team sheet has blown out of the box. And the umpire will blow that one back and say, you got to go back and have a kick.
So it will be looks like it's going to be a 25-metre penalty here to Robertson.
Oh, because they didn't give the ball back, it looks like.
Yes, so Robertson, and a correct decision there from the umpire. It's going to bring her within scoring range, you would think here. So Robertson, I love how the international players, they like to mark the mark themselves, as if the umpire doesn't quite know where it is. But Robertson now taking her time. This is an important kick for Canada. This will just about shut the gate on the American side if she can put this through. So Robertson, yet to kick her first goal for the afternoon. She's not going to with that attempt either. It's through for another behind. Canada 5-8-38. They could have shut the door on the Americans by now. They lead by 30 points, 1-2-8. And we've been playing now just under 10 minutes here in this 3rd quarter.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I've got the list back again, so here we go. Thank you very much. 5-8-38. It's a 30-point lead to the Americans. They still have a heartbeat in this game. As Klo puts that one up the right side, 2-on-2 contest. Perry able to win it. Ball goes to ground. Handballs for Ireland. Throws that one onto the right as it goes goalward over the hands of Casillas. That's still a one-on-one contest. Casillas down in that pocket. Gets to it. She was slung around and the handball goes out of bounds as Robertson threw down and had a word for her immediately afterwards. So... Oh, that actually may have been given as a free kick, I believe.
Dumped after she got rid of the ball, yep.
So Drea Casillas, who is the senior member of this USAFL team in terms of service, 13 USAFL seasons for the former Arizona Lady Hawk and now New York Magpie, finds Oha straight down the guts and a nice mark taken, and then slipping on the grass was Valerie. No, check that. That's not Valerie Moreau. That is the number 20 there in Halliday out to the left side, high up into the air, bounces away from Scherer. Scherer with her speed. She keeps it in front of her. She gets a shepherd from Estrada, but Canada able to get to it, throwing that one onto the right. One-on-one contest, knocked to ground. Moreau throws in a shepherd. Wynn is there. Wynn bootlegs around, looking for Klatt. Klatt gets away from one tackle, just got her left foot to it. Marked. And a courageous mark taken by Meg Lyon.
So Lyon now in the middle of the ground. They need to move the ball quickly before Canada get the numbers back. Numbers with the Canadians, but a good, strong mark in front by Smolak. And Smolak marks 40 metres out. It's got Kastanak back in the square, but she's going back, and she looks pretty confident, Brian.
She has a pretty strong boot. Again, former pro soccer goalkeeper. She hit 3 the other day against the European Crusaders on her birthday, I might add.
Well, Smolak now, she needs to kick this one for the United States to have any chance. Comes in, gets some good purchase on it, doesn't quite have the journey. Back there was Klatt as well as Kastanak, unable to take the mark though. Umpire says, give it to me, we'll have a ball up in the goal square. So they need to get a score from this, and they need it to be a 6-pointer, do the Americans. Ball in the air, tapped out straight down to that was Lyon. Ball comes out. Going hard, there was Moreau, did well, had 2 to beat, just wanted the boundary and found it. And that was good work by Valerie Moreau.
They've got 4 players on this team other than Hallie Kastanek, as we mentioned, the captain, out for the rest of the tournament with a dislocated elbow. And that's, I think, one of the great jobs by Lee Barnes in recruiting this team. They've got just about all of the major teams here have their rucks. So you see Lyon, you see Brower as well. There's a lot of players and a lot of tall timber who can win those aerial balls, but it's Canada who has the lead by 30 points, and that is holding the ball. It'll be a free kick. It'll go to the Canadians. And a free kick as they go out to the near side. Real able to pick it up. She was shoved in the back by Moreau, and that's going to get called. That was about as obvious as a nose on a face. You'll have to trust me on that one, as that one is Gray. Gray just got it out straight in the middle of the ground, looking there once again as Perry was roaming, and then here comes Canada back the other direction. Ball goes to ground, soccered off the ground again by Perry, who bustles her way through, and the umpire has picked out a free kick, and that will go the way of Devon English, and we have a Northern Lights player down. Do not see who it is, but she is grabbing her right ankle, and the trainers are out quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, she's in a bit of pain there too, Brian. In fact, is it her ankle or her knee that she's holding on to there?
That might be her knee.
So we might have a stretcher situation here, and as we do, the time keeps ticking as well here in the International Cup. There is no time on in these quarters.
I imagine maybe for an injury they might go time off, but I'm looking over at the clock and I'm seeing it wind down, so I don't know.
In fact, as soon as you said that, just alerting the timekeepers to it perhaps. But yes, the 2 teams now getting in the huddles, and she's in a little bit of pain there. Can't quite see who the number is, Brian, but we will keep an eye on that as well. But it looks to be clutching her knee, and Never good to see anyone injured.
No, especially this late. And we've seen a number of players from several of the teams go out. As we mentioned, a couple of American players have gone down. And I think Canada's lost a player or two as we keep an eye on it. And just a reminder, coming up after this game, don't go anywhere, or at least, stay in front of your computer and keep the channel tuned, but it's probably a different stream. But we've got the other semifinal between Ireland and Great Britain. Ireland and Canada. If Ireland can get by the Swans, it'll be the third consecutive Women's International Cup where it'll be those two teams fighting it out for honors.
Well, we will have to wait and see. Another game to look forward to here at McAllister Oval. Of course, at the moment it is the Canadians 5-8-38 leading the United States 1-8 as we're late in this third quarter. But Canada, I've been very impressed with some of their players, in particular Valerie Moreau off halfback in this third quarter. She has been sensational.
I will tell you this: if you do not see her in the next year or two playing in the AFLW, then I've got a couple of questions to ask.
Absolutely, she has been terrific off halfback. She attacks the ball with as much vigour as any man that's played the game, I tell you. And she can play. I would expect to see her in the AFLW very soon. Hilary Perry, Amy Legault, they've both been terrific contributors as well. Lara Hilmy, another one that I've been very impressed with.
Yeah, they've got a very, very good team to the Canadians, and they also have a very good structure up there in AFL Canada as under the direction now of Lachlan Griffiths over in Calgary. They have so many very good competitions across the country, and it's amazing how far the Canadian women's program has come. So it'll be a free kick for Devon English as we restart play.
So English in the middle of the ground for the USA. And they need a goal. They need it soon. 3.5 minutes, a little bit under now, remaining in this third quarter. They trail by 30 points. Of course, a grand final at Etihad Stadium on Saturday is the prize. But long ball in by English. Pack forms. Smollett couldn't mark at the back. On hands and knees. Trying to shovel it out but can't do so. Eventually it comes out the back. Bremner was there. She gets brought to ground. Canada with the numbers here. But still they're going hard. America, they're not going to give up just yet. And eventually the umpire has found a free kick. It is going to go to the Canadians, and it will be for high contact, and it will be going to Brandi Corrigan.
So they'll clear out here, and just glancing at the scoreboard and thinking that in their first two games, if you ignore the Pakistan game where they won by 188 points, Canada kicked 6 goals, 20 in their first two games. They've been a little bit more efficient at 5 goals, 8. They lead by 30 points. Ball goes to ground. Shoved off the footy was Bremner, and then that is kept along the ground. And then picked up was Wynn, or check that, I believe that was Willis. Yep. And it is tied up, and the umpire will call for a ball up. Center and actually right half forward flank for the Americans. And out of that one there comes, that was Gomez. And up on that far side, Canada still has it. Again, Gomez diving in. And that one is won out nicely and then dropped, soccered on. Shearer is nearest, but then picked up there by Tong. Ball goes to ground once again, and that one is held in there tighter than a new pair of shoes. And we will have a ball up on the opposite wing position. Canada 5-8, USA 1-2.
So they've managed to lock it inside their attacking 50, have the United States. Bremner tried to get it forward, but had the kick smothered. Umpire's whistle's blown. He's called play on, though. And Brow has gone to ground. And she looks like she might be in a little bit of trouble too there, Brian. Play on still as the play continues. Eventually the umpire calls for the ball. And we will have a ball up as Brow is still on the ground behind play.
And she has not moved.
No. So, and she's a very, very important player for the United States, the big ruckman.
She is. And as I mentioned, they've got other players they can cycle in. But here's the thing. She can do a lot. And not only just ruck, she's a very good offensive force. She did kick, I believe she kicked 1 goal in that last game. As soon as we have any sort of update, we can give it to you.
We must reiterate, she's in the very best of hands now, and we do wish Brett all the best. And but we're about to start this final quarter here, women's semi-final number 1, and it is Canada by 30 points. Take us away, Brian.
All right, as we try to get back into footy as Corrigan couldn't get to it, and we have tackling without the football. It'll be a free kick. It will go the way of the aforementioned Ms. Corrigan, who plays her footy for the Edmonton Emus in Alberta and sends that one down the line, looks into the forward line. Nice mark, getting up and taking the chesty there was the number 8 in Nicola Kerwin, who has 2 goals so far. Throws that one onto the right foot inside 50. It's going to bounce, but it takes a little bit of a finger spin off break or something along those lines. Cricket, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw in about 30 meters around.
Obviously, cricket's not quite as popular as Australian football in America, Brian.
Nope.
But ball to be thrown back into play, deep in the pocket. Canada into attack. Tap down in front there by the Canadian side. Trying to run onto the loose ball there was Perry, but she runs out of room, and we will have a boundary throw in. Still with Canada into attack. 30 points in front here in this first semi-final. The prize is the grand final at Etihad Stadium on Saturday afternoon. Ball tapped down to the front, trying to get onto it was Klatt, lost the ball. Going in hard there was Perry as well. She lost it too. Now comes back, looking to go to Moreau. She can't keep it in, and the boundary line wins out, and we'll have another boundary throw-in.
Be interesting to see how the long break affects both teams. And once again, the wind has blown everything around, but the wind will blow the ball back into play with the assistance of the umpire. Both teams were keeping very, very warm with the warm-up trackies, as well as doing the warm-ups as they get the ball into the middle there for the Canadians, and the umpire crosses his arms, and we'll have a ball up there. Having it was Tricia Rolfe, the number 16, and the ball is sent skyward and knocked forward there as in the ruck. Looks like Oha was in the ruck, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw-in, or check that. That's Kim Hemingway? No, that's Devon English. Well, third time's a charm. Boundary throw-in.
So it's going to be Rebecca Gomez for the Canadian side to do the ruck work. Again, Canada, they are just happy to keep pushing this ball over the boundary line. It is all on the American side to make the play now. They are the ones that are 5 goals behind. Pack forms, we're going to get another ball up. No, eventually it comes out, trying to force their way through. Good tackle there by Hilmy. And still the pack forms again, and another ball up. Another real stalemate, a slow start to this final quarter.
Nice slog, if you will, and Canada will be okay with that, up by 30 points. Ball goes to ground, kicked into the middle, and over there was Shara, had it bounce off her hands. She stays with the footy, bounces to Gray. Gray able to get it out of the back, but it's going to be dropped as a flying chance there. And then kicking that one on towards goal was Willis. It goes off to the side, off of hands, and goes out of bounds for a boundary throw. And again, the score, Canada 5-8-38, 1-2-8 for the USA, as we have about 13 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Ball comes back in the play, knocked down again, and it ping-pongs around out into the middle, picked up by Chloe, and Chloe's able to get it, or rather that's Blecker out to the near side for Estrada, who had 5 goals in that game the other day against the European Crusaders. She's been held off the score sheet today by the Canadians.
So, ball now to be thrown back into play. Again, half forward for the Canadian side. Gomez to go up in the ruck for Canada, and she's almost going up unopposed there alongside Lyon. Gets the tap down. Now picked up, comes to Perry. Perry at half forward, kicks inside forward 50, bouncing ball. Trying to run onto the loose ball there. Is that Kerwin. Kerwin, little shot at goal, bounces through for a goal. So Canada extend that lead now out to 36 points, 6-8-44 to the United States, 1-2-8. And Brian, I think you can shut the gate on this one now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has just left the building. 6-8-44 to 1-2-8, and what a game that she's had. Nicola Kerwin really just did a great job, and fearless to just put that ball onto the boot and let gravity take the rest, as she has connected on half of the Canadian major score, and they're just moving the ball so well. The USA having trouble getting the ball out of that back line. They're just throwing the ball onto the boot, which is all in good, but they need to have a little bit more purpose with their clearances, because Canada is just doing so well up in their half forward line there to get the mark. Ball's back in the play. It squirts on, and here is a chance. As Kastanek, she's claimed, she's gone, and a great tackle there by the Canadian there in the number 17. That is Erin Regan, who plays, I believe, out on the West Coast for Vancouver. And I believe she had there was another sport too she was into, I believe, as she goes up the right side. On the wing position, off the hands of Shearer. Moreau is there patrolling. Shearer will tap it onto her own advantage. Picked up by Meg Lyon. Finds Smolak in the middle of the ground. Kicks that one inside 50. Tracking back off the chest of Danielson. There is Kastanek. Finds Estrada, who finds Danielson, throws that one onto the right. Danielson across the face, but just kept in nicely by the fullback there. I believe that might even be Dana Arnold out to the near side. Moreau's able to keep it along, and then skewing through was Hemingway, or check that was Devon English, who came through to cut her off at the pass. Ball out of bounds, commentary side wing position.
Moreau happy to see that ball out. Of course, the clock keeps ticking. There isn't any time on in this International Cup. And with Canada 6 goals in front, they will be just looking to the final siren to secure this win. Coming through now, and met hard was Renee Tong. Going to ground, Moreau's in there as well, along with Gerber. Gerber now taken to ground. Umpire said play on. Moreau picks it up. She's almost been best on this afternoon as Moreau. High ball up onto the wing, going back, all reading the play very well. There was the American side. Gets it down to Gray. So Gray kicks up towards half forward, dropping the mark. In fact, she probably should have taken it there was Kiefer. And we've got a free kick going to the American side, and it will be a free kick to Devon English.
Devon English with a great defensive play there, and earlier that was Paige Kicker from the Minnesota Freeze who made a nice spoil. So here is Devon English. She'll go back, she'll take a look around, throws that one onto the right, up into the pocket, one-on-one contest. Kastanek almost took it, squirts out looking for Estrada. She paddles it onto the ground, picked up, and then cleared out by the Canadian, straight in the middle of the ground, over the head of Quatt, and down it goes again. Armstrong was held as she was kicked by Gomez, but then they get it through. Tackled. She didn't have the footy. Yep, that's right. And it'll be a free kick for the Americans. And taking it back will be Allison Bremner. She'll line up probably about 2 kicks from goal.
So Bremner out. Too far out to score. Oh, not a great kick. It goes out towards Klatt, who picks it up, runs her full measure, has the kick smothered, has a second chance to go get it. Klatt. Oh, good effort from her. Tackled to ground there by Bodin, and the pack forms about 30 out from goal, directly in front for the Americans. Katie Klatt, she's trying her best to try to will her side forward at the moment. She's probably been the American best on so far. Comes down now, taken to ground. There was Danielson, tried to get her boot to ball. Now going in hard was Bremner. Bremner gets it back to, that was Smolak, who got slung to ground. Then eventually Canada clear, although the mark's been taken at half back there by Melissa Armstrong.
No, it wasn't by 15, so play on, says the umpire. She slung that back into play, popped up in the air. Amanda Irwin had it, thrown to the ground, and then Corrigan will throw that one onto the right and get it the heck out of there, off the hands of a teammate there in Ireland. It's picked up now by Kerwin, and Nicola Kerwin out into the middle of the ground, picked off by Drea Casillas, who was knocked sideways. Real couldn't get to it, and then the ball is locked in, and we still, as they squirm around in the middle of the ground waiting for the whistle, and finally it comes. Mentioned Brandi Corrigan, who, as we mentioned, played for Edmonton. She is almost totally deaf, and the fact that she plays with a hearing aid. It's a very inspirational story. I know Brandi. I've met her on a couple of occasions. She is a very, very, very a good footballer and just a good human being too.
As if it's not tough enough to play this game when it's not your natural sport, or it's from another country. That is a fantastic story there for Brandi Corrigan. And anyway, back in the play here. It's America inside. They're attacking 50. Estrada taken to ground. Going in there hard with Smolak. She gets taken to ground as well. So the ball on the deck, trying to pick it up. No one able to really get clean possession at the moment. Eventually the umpire's had enough. He calls for it, and we'll have the ball up 30 metres out directly in front of goal for the US. As Smolak gets the tap down, only as far as Robertson. Going to ground, the pack forms. This is good for the Canadian side, just taking more time out of the clock. You think it's bridged too far for the Americans at the moment. With the clearing kick, there's Halliday trying to get it out to space. And taking the mark is Katie Klatt.
Katie Klatt, and the Burke, Virginia native, sends that one in looking for Lyon, who is shepherded off the football, and that'll be a free kick. Meg Lyon, who is a volleyball player, played at Wayne State University in Michigan, will send that one forward. One-on-one contest. Oh, good strong off the hands. Moreau is there to Crum, and she is slung to the ground by Emily Reel, and it'll be something. I believe that'll be a ball up, and we have another player down. And by the way, there was a Christy Oha we were mentioning earlier in the first half. It was, or actually, it may have even been back in the third quarter, as Christy Oha was the one who was hurt. We have another player down again, and don't see who that is at the moment, but they're going to play on anyway. Knocked forward by Smolak. One-on-one contest, squirts out for Lyon, handballs it around. They swing it around from English to Blecker. Oh, great smother, as Corrigan said, return to sender. And there's English, who picks it up and snaps for a goal. It's off to the right, and another, that one is marked on the line? Yes, marked on the line, and they'll have a chance to clear it out. Oh, great bring down by Kastanek, but it was Hilmy who just was able to get it away and release the Canadians.
So the American side, they get it back. The ball's going to come back in deep into attacking 50. Comes to Gray now on the edge of 50. Long ball to the goal square. Hilmy, who's up after that. Heavy tackle, couldn't quite take the mark. Then has an air swing at it. Second time at it, tries to get it over the line. Does it get there? No, it doesn't. Danielson picks it up. She's taken the ground. Little handball out now, picked up by Ryle. She goes to ground as well, has to get rid of it. Moreau's in there, as she has been all afternoon. Eventually the umpire calls for the bounce, and we'll have a ball up right against the boundary line, deep in the pocket. The US into attack. Ball thrown up, tap one down there by Lyon. Gets it down to a teammate. Oh, tried to take the mark but couldn't do so. Offhand's picked up by Alana Robertson. Her kick, though, has gone to absolutely no one except for that, I think that's Melissa Armstrong. Yep. Armstrong goes to ground. With her is Willis, but the umpire's found a free kick, and it'll be coming back to the Canadian side and Erin Regan.
Gotta love the desperation on defense by the Canadians. I'll tell you what, they are playing championship football right now, and now here they come out of the back, up the far side, and that has gone out on the full. Or no, pushing the back, I apologize, thank you. You know, like I said, 4 eyes, none of them work, binoculars, well, but in any event, that'll be a push in the back. So free kick, and it will come to Melissa Armstrong. Plays her footy for the Arizona Lady Hawks, played last year for the San Francisco Iron Maidens, and was one of the key figures to help them up over the top as she swings in. Boy, that was a wounded duck of a ball off the hands of Estrada, who goes in for the tackle there against Lindsay Smith. And then it's cleared out nicely, and again, that's Hilmy with another disposal up the far side, knocked down by Kicker, and then that one is handballed back to Blecker. Good to see the U.S. go forward, but that one is intercepted, and actually, I believe that may have been called all the way back. And a little bit of push and shove here. Oh, it's on now. Chloe is in there. They're pushing around. They're coming in from everywhere.
The umpire, I think the original free kick was meant for Nicola Kerwin, but he's just handed it off to Hilmy and said, just get play going to break the fight up, which has exactly happened. Ball now coming up towards the half-forward line for the American side, but it's with Canada now. Going to ground, dumped after she kicked the football was Alana Robertson. That should be a free kick downfield. It will be. And the Canadian side now at half-forward, and it should be going to Perry. I think she was the closest one, so she will get the ball. But a little bit undisciplined there from the American side late in this game. And as you can tell, there's only a handful of minutes left. Canada well in hand, 6-8-44, leading the United States 1-8. And it's going to be Canada through to the grand final on Saturday afternoon at Etihad Stadium to meet either Ireland or Great Britain, who will be playing after this. But in the meantime, it's Perry sending Canada inside, attacking 50, coming out to try to pick up the ball. There was Rebecca Gomez, couldn't do so. Picking it up now is Willis. She's tackled, and we'll have a ball up 50 metres out directly in front of goal.
You see the frustration and a little bit of the intensity starting to bubble over left as we have 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. As Shane said, Canada look to be through to the grand final at Etihad Stadium, the third consecutive year that they've been in the Women's Division Grand Final. As the ball gets rustled forward out to the near side, big hit by Emily Reel, but that will only result in a ball up dead in front. As we travel on the score, 6-8-44 Canada, 1-2-8 for the United States. Ball gets knocked forward, and that one is picked off, and quickly taking her down was Bremner, and that will be another ball up on the far side. As in the ruck now, that's Meg Lyon, who is in for Brower, who, if you missed it, left the game with a serious injury, was carted off by the ambulance, now out to the near side. Oa got it off about 5 meters in front of her, being chased there by Renee Tung, and then finally they're able to get it out, looking for Danielson, who pushed off. And that was going to be called every day of the week, and it'll be a free kick on the wing position commentary side for the Canadians as they look just about home.
I certainly do. Lindsay Smith will be the to receive the free kick. And Danielson not happy with the decision, but it was there. There's no doubt about that. So Smith now hasn't got a lot to kick to. Just goes down the line. Trying to get to the back of the pack was Kerwin. Still goes Kerwin. And in fact, it's gone out off the boot of Paige Kicker. And it will be should be a free kick to the Canadian side. So it's out on the full. And it looks like Valerie Moreau will take it. Now, I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but
it came off the boot of a Canadian.
I'm certain that it was an American boot. But anyway, comes to Castanak. She gets the mark, plays on, kicks up towards half forward. Win there for the American side. Can't quite take possession. Good work there by Gerber, and then got driven into the ground and should receive a free kick and will.
So a free kick there to Leslie Gerba, and a 25-meter penalty has been awarded. It looks like either that or the umpire's backing up. Nope, the umpire's just backing up. It'll be Gerba as the final seconds go. There's the siren, and that is it. And the Canada Northern Lights have advanced to their third consecutive AFL International Cup Grand Final. They'll play on Saturday afternoon at 4:25 local time at Etihad Stadium against the winner of Ireland and Great Britain. The final scoreline, it's the Canada Northern Lights 6-8-44, the USA Freedom 1-2-8.
Well, 36-point margin here in the final game. Brian, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay in Australia and catch some more football, and hopefully we'll see you around the traps come Friday for the last round of matches here at Royal Park.
Oh, I'll be here with bells on. Not literally, that would just be weird.
36-point margin in favour of Canada. They're through to the grand final. Well done to them. Stay tuned. We've got the second semi-final coming up right after this.